Okay, class, let's continue our lesson about classification of Indonesian traditional musical instrument. Today, we will learn about hornbostel and Schach classification of musical instrument. So, the classification instrument today that we learn is it's about a system of musical instrument classification devised by Erich Moritz von Hornbostel and Kurt Schach, which is the most widely used system for classifying musical instruments by ethnomusicologists and organologists, or people who study musical instruments. So, when we try to classifying musical instrument, we need to know how to identify an instrument's classification. Uh, how can we do that? We can do that with know the source of the sound or the part that vibrates to produce the sound. There are main classification. First one is idiophones, second is chordophones, the third one is aerophones, and the fourth one is membranophone. First, we will learn about idiophone. So, let's identify this instrument. Which part of the instrument vibrates to produce sound? It's a gamelan, a traditional instrument from West Java, East Java, and some part of Indonesia. The second one is angklung, the musical instrument from West Java, made from bamboo. We can identify the angklung. And then the next instrument is kolintang. Kolintang is well known from Sulawesi. We can identify uh, the people who play kolintang. And then the other one is gambang. Gambang is also instrument from Java. Okay. From those instruments, we can identify that sound is primarily produced by the actual body of instrument vibrating rather than a string, membrane, or column of air. So it came from body of the instrument. In essence, this group includes all percussion instruments apart from drums as well as some other instruments. The second one is chordophone. Let's identify all musical instruments that included the chordophone. The first one is Kachafi. Kachafi is string instrument well known in West Java. We can see the strings on the Kachafi. And then the second one is Sasando. Sasando is the instrument from East Nusa Tenggara. We can also see the string on Sasando. The third one is Rebab. Rebab usually used in gamelan from Java. And the last one is sitar. Sitar is a string instrument from West Java and East Java, also known in Central Java. Okay, which part of the instrument vibrate to produce sound? So, uh, by the name of chordophone, chord is it's a string. Sound is primarily produced by the vibration of a string or strings. This group includes all instruments generally called string instruments in the West, as well as many, but not all, keyboard instruments such as pianos and harpsichords. So it's vibration of a string or strings. The third one is aerophone. Which part of the instrument vibrate to produce sound? The first instrument of aerophone is suling. The second one is tahuri. This is made from seashell and well known in Maluku. The third instrument of aerophone is saluang from West Sumatra. And the last one is saronen used in Riau Ponorogo in East Java. Which part of the instrument vibrates to produce sound in aerophones? So, sound is primarily produced by the vibrating air. The instrument itself does not vibrate, and there are no vibrating string or membrane. And the other one, the classification is membranophones. Uh, the example of membranophone instrument, the first one is kendang. Kendang is well known in West Java. The other one is taganing. Taganing is a pitch percussion instrument from North Sumatra. The third one is tifa totobiang. Tifa totobuang, also the percussion instrument, came from Papua. And the last one is katambung. Katambung is an instrument from Central Kalimantan. Okay, which part of the instrument vibrates to produce sound? Sound is primarily produced by the vibration of tightly stretched membrane. This group includes all drum covered with animal skin. We also know, like a modern drum, the membrane is made from a fiber of plastic as a membranophone. Okay, for the summary, we now know that the classification musical instrument based on source of sound divided into idiophone, chordophone, aerophone, and membranophone, which are idiophone, the source of sound is from the actual body of instrument is vibrating, and the chordophone, vibrating string or strings. Aerophone, the source of sound came from a vibrating column of air, and membranophone, the source of sound came from the vibration of a tightly stretched membrane or skin. Okay, class, that's all for today. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.